Okay, I'm not going to cut the bottoms on the bandsaw because it's basically the same as cutting the top. It's a straight piece and you can basically center that. The way I have my bandsaw set up, and I have an actual extra piece here on the top and the back, and this allows me to clamp the straight edge. You may actually have a bandsaw that has a fence, which is amazing. One of the things that's hard to cut are these because it's thicker, actually this way, it's actually thicker at the top or wider, and then it narrows. And so if you're trying to push those through a bandsaw, what you're gonna have is a situation where as soon as you get past a certain point, there's no longer any more support there and it tends to collapse on you. So what we're gonna do is, I've cut this a little bit to where I think it's just about the right thickness. We're gonna put a little bit of a wedge here just to the part where it's about to touch the bandsaw. So I'm gonna put a support piece right here, and that's gonna keep me from pinching it in there. That's just about right. So I'm gonna use this right here. It's just a shim. I've got the thickness that I need. I'm actually gonna put a little piece of tape to hold this shim in here. And that's gonna allow me to have the right amount of thickness so that it doesn't close up on me and cut the turn crooked as we go through there. On the earlier part, I was showing that you could actually tape these two pieces together. There is another way to do that. And that is, and we actually use this a lot of times in the hive. This is where you actually take these, like these four pieces here. If I wanted to, I could number them. So I could do 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. I don't want to write down 25 if I'm doing 25. But what you can do is to make this a lot simpler is you can line these four up, get them exactly lined up, and then just do a diagonal. And what that's going to do is you'll see that this diagonal is much different than the other one, so I can line these up pretty quick. So if you're not doing a ton of them, you don't even have to number them, you can just do the diagonal, and that'll actually allow you to keep track of what the actual pieces are. So we've got this set up to where I've got a little spacer here. When the piece comes through onto the other side, I'm gonna be pushing or holding the piece to the side. And what's gonna happen there is the piece that's actually touching the fence, even though it's gonna somewhat collapse after the kerf, it's still gonna be pushing against the fence. So there will be some rigidity there to hold that piece straight. My little shim back here is actually just kind of an assist to keep it as straight as possible. So we're gonna cut a couple of these sides here, and then the next video, I'll actually show you how we do the assembly. It's pretty straight. I actually had a little piece of the shim that caught me at the far end, so it looked a little clumsy. But yeah, I mean, it cuts straight down the center, and that's going to be important as we actually build the split frame. You want as much of the support there as possible because you're going to have a smaller gluing surface, and you're going to have some structural weaknesses now that we actually have these separate parts. So I'm going to be doing about 25 of these, and then we'll start assembling them here in just a moment.